Well, a project I thought was going to take days is now taking months. Still not as bad as Project Binky, which they thought would take months, and has taken 12 years so far. The donor and the recipient got a chance to meet nose to nose and discuss what was coming. But first, a final drive with the car with an automatic transmission. Listen to it deciding when to shift, and that's why I want to be the one to do that. I apologize to you Stag people for the dirt and wet on the bottom of the car. As you see, we live in the country and I don't have a real driveway, and this is just going to be a driver. It's never going to be a show car. And now into the barn and onto the lift to prep it for surgery. There were just a couple of things I wanted to do first. When I transferred the convertible from the white car to this one, I left the 6 bolts loose so the convertible top could find its home. So I wanted to tighten those and then reinstall the little steel cover plates at the front of the top. I mentioned in a comment of the last video that I got the flywheel off. It took multiple applications of every chemical known to man, a couple of applications of heat, and then repeated prying gently on opposite pressure plate bolts. My intent was to clean everything before I started ripping the other car apart, but you know you get antsy. I decided to do at least the first few parts I'm going to have to install when I get ready, and I think I did pretty good on the flywheel housing. The front of the flywheel, the most important part, was really nasty looking, and it took some solvent and occasionally Scotch-Brite and sometimes 2000 grit sandpaper to clean it all off. I'm not going to bore you with a long video of cleaning off the flywheel, but it did take quite a while and a lot of squirting and a lot of rubbing. Now I know there's going to be some people who say I should just have it machined, but this is going to be an occasional use car, and I don't have the time, inclination, money, well, I don't know, some of those, to have it done. And I think it turned out pretty much okay. I cleaned off the dirt and grease on the back of the flywheel, and I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And the donor engine is sitting in its new home in a corner of the barn on the engine stand. So it's finally time to get the car up on the lift. I can't imagine trying to do this as an old guy all by myself without the lift. Well, it's finally all the way up and I can walk around, and I actually lifted it up a little higher when I wanted to start work. So it's dirty and it's wet underneath from the driveway, and I realized that I pretty much have to take the whole exhaust system off just to get to the drive shaft. You could probably leave the mufflers there to get the transmission, but I'm going to take the whole thing out. Since I installed the exhaust just a year and a half ago, the front pipes came off really easy. The rest needed some wrestling and banging, but there it is, it's all off. Once the exhaust was out, the drive shaft came out really easily. Once again, having the right tools helped an old guy do this by himself. The transmission jack saved me having the drive shaft fall on the floor. As we watch some more of the last run with the automatic transmission, I'll just say I'm not going to bore you with taking the rest of the stuff out of the car unless something weird happens. And I'll make a really short video sometime coming up with all the parts laid out that I take out of the silver car, and then start documenting putting all the standard transmission parts from the white car into the silver car. If you found this boring, I apologize, but if you find it interesting and you watch it, thank you very much.